Hi guys, this is Jim the Life Coach. It's been a long time, I know guys, doing a proper podcast interview. But I've basically been sorting out lots of different things and trying to upgrade myself, upgrade my life, so to speak. Hope you guys are great, everyone around the world. Hope you guys are doing okay in this crazy time. Have my own struggles with quarantine. So I live on my own, so it's a bit difficult, kind of a bit loopy. Did 7 days straight last week in my house. Man, I don't know, man. I had to at least go midnight walk and just, go around the block a good few couple of times. I thought I'd try and cheer you up with sending you a podcast that I did last year with a great lady named Keisha John. Now, this lady is so amazing. She's so uplifting. And listening back to it and having to edit it and go through and EQ it, man, I forgot how inspirational this lady is. She's part of a program called Team Summit, and she's one of the main leaders in that whole sphere where she gets people of affluence and influence to speak to young people and try to inspire young people to be better human beings and think about their futures. And we're just going to do a journey with her, find out how she started and where she's going, and what's coming up next. So I hope you guys like this interview. It's a really good one. I've really enjoyed listening back to it. It's so fun. She's fun. And if she's listening, I hope I can get involved with Team Summit, even if I'm just hosting. So I'm blatantly canvassing for a role in your thing. So, but no, she's amazing, and just big up whatever you're doing next, man. You're amazing. So, guys, just get some inspiration from this. It is a wicked listen, and just enjoy it. I will be putting out some more interviews. I've got a special project I'm going to be doing, which I won't mention now, but hopefully you guys enjoy it, and it'll be coming soon, hopefully the next week or 2 weeks. So listen, this is the GM the Life Coach podcast, and this is going out to everybody that's on quarantine right now. Hope your families are safe, hope you're safe, and just keep your heads up, okay? All right, take care. I am GM the Life Coach. Hi guys, this is GM the Life Coach. I'm here with Keisha John, and she's an ex-colleague of mine who is teaching a school in Brixton in London. Say hello, man.
Hi. How's everyone doing? It's good to be here.
She is here from Qatar.
Yep.
I got it right. I practiced it 3 times. Third time lucky. And we're going to do a journey, and then we might do some other bits afterwards, but we're going to start with this one.
Yeah.
So she hasn't listened to the podcast. She's not very nice. So we're going to do a journey. We're going to chart your life from primary school up until now.
Okay.
So first things first. What do you remember about primary school when you were there?
Do you know what? I definitely enjoyed primary school. When I think back to primary school, I see myself running through the playground. We all used to run during lunchtime, run to the dinner hall. So I don't know, that's the first thing that sticks out when I think about my primary school experience. I attended 2 primary schools because we lived in Brockley, and then we moved from Brockley, we moved to Lewisham. So I went to 2 Catholic schools actually, so I was taught by nuns. So that was quite interesting, having to go to confession and stuff like that. And if I'd missed confession, that they will always be pestering my sister or my mum, making sure that I attend confession, which for me was really strange, having to confess your wrongdoings as a child to a man behind, in a, what would you call it? I can't remember. Call it like a veil, like in some box. So it's really weird. But yeah, it was. I had a good experience. I did. I still have 1 or 2 friends from primary school that I keep in contact with now. So but yeah, I enjoyed it. I did, definitely.
What was the school called, you say?
It was, at the time it was called Our Lady of Lourdes, which is now part of St Matthew's, which was in the middle of St Teresa's and St Joseph's back in the day on Belmont Hill. Yeah. So they both now become one of them has become St Matthew's Academy, and then St Teresa's has now become Christ the King College. which was my secondary school for a short period of time as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So was your family really religious then?
My mum's side of the family are religious. My mum is not, but I would attend church with my aunt because all my cousins were raised in the Pentecostal church, and I just had a really strong desire to be part of that or to understand what it was all about. From a very young age, I had a spiritual connection with God from a very young age. So maybe, that helped with my empathy to understand things and to have a resilience as well, I believe. Yeah.
Which is why you're a great lady right now.
Oh, bless you.
So, didn't pay me either. So what was your favourite subjects when you were in primary school?
Oh, I would have to say art.
Yeah?
Yeah. Art was my thing. That was my thing from a very young age. I had, recognised my ability to draw from a very young age. My mum always embraced it. My mum was a dressmaker, so I would often try and customise my clothes as well. I was always in the sewing room trying to learn, how to sew on the machine and stuff like that. So for me, art was definitely my thing, and also sports as well. Yeah, I used to love football.
Serious?
Oh my gosh,
Football?
I used to be the only girl playing football, mashing up the boys.
Serious?
I kid you not. Seriously,
Wow,
I was such a tomboy. I was a tomboy, but I also was a gymnast. So I started gymnastics when I was 5. So I think with gymnastics now, like, it's an overall sport because it involves so many different physical areas, and I think for me, like, confidence-wise, I didn't have no issue playing football with the boys.
Wow,
I was one of those girls. Yes,
because I know a lot of girls, but I ain't playing with no boys.
Oh no, that was me all over. The only
time girls used to play football was to mash up the game.
Yeah. Run with the ball.
You go with the ball, exactly. Hit the ball, put it in the jumper. Well, okay, all right. So who's your favourite teacher in primary school?
I would say I had a head teacher called Mr. Conway. He was the teacher that I would say I remember the most. Why do I remember Mr. Conway? I think because he was such a gentleman, and we not only respected him but also feared him as well. I always say that in education it's really important if you can get a mixture of the two. And we definitely respected him and we liked him. And he liked us. We felt that we were liked by him. So I would say for him he was one of my favourite teachers.
So if you're out there, Mr. Conway, Keisha still likes you. She remembers you. So alright, so you're in primary school. Did you have a lot of friends? Was you kind of really sort of, did you have like a clique?
Yeah, I did have a clique, and my clique were usually the girls that were a year above, but I don't know if I actually thought they were my friends. I think after when that year group left, I felt like I didn't have to prove anything anymore. And then I formed a small friendship of kids that I'd liked. It was almost like a little glee group, we were all very, very, very different. It was a mixture of different cultures, different races, different sizes, and we all saw each other as one. There was never anything like you're overweight or you wear glasses, or there was nothing like that. We were friends. So much so that I had a sleepover. My mum allowed me to have a sleepover when I was in like year 5, year 6, and we had 3 girls in one room and then 2 boys were in my room, and then the next day we were going to play tennis, and it was so innocent. We were just being children. Exactly that. Respecting boundaries, like like our young people now, you can't think about putting year 6 kids together in a house. But we weren't thinking like that then because it wasn't in our minds. But I had really lovely school friends. I really did.
So your friend that you said that you still talk to now?
Every now and then, social media. I would. You can still track.
Really?
Because her brother owns Disturb in London.
Right.
So Dumi's sister, who used to be one of my close friends when I was in primary school. So every now and then, I would see her posting and we'll exchange messages and stuff like that. But she's always been such a really beautiful person.
Really?
Yeah. So it's always nice to see that. These people that you grew up with are living really good lives at the moment. So it's an honour.
That's wicked.
Wicked. It's cool.
Alright, so primary school, you like primary school?
Yeah, I did.
You still have to say it was a good time.
I did, yes.
Lovely. Alright, so let's move into secondary school then.
Okay.
So secondary, what were you like in secondary?
What was I like in secondary school?
A bit older now.
Yeah, do you know what? I went to 3 secondary schools.
Wow.
St. Teresa's I went for 1 year. That was fine. My sister was in that school at that time, so she was a well-respected figure, so everyone liked me because of my sister, so I got looked after. And then that school got closed down, so I had to then move to Cater Park in Beckenham, which is now one of the Harris schools. I was there for 2 years and then decided that I was going to move on and apply for the Brit School at the age of 14. And luckily enough, I got in. I didn't know how much of a big deal it was at that age because, you know, I'd never at that time faced any no's. So for me, it was just like, oh, this is, if you apply for something, you get it. That's just how it goes. But my mum, I think my mum did quite push me with that as well. She was the one that encouraged it. And I had a friend from St. Teresa's that was attending a Brit School. So where I still had the connection with her, she was encouraging me to apply for it because at the time I was interested in dance and I was interested in music and art. So for me, it was a no-brainer that I needed to attend a school like that. You know, so I think for me, attending a Brit School was turning point for me. It really, really was.
So was that in year 7 or
that
year
was
9?
I attended there from year 10.
Year 10.
Yeah, so I did my GCSEs at the Brit School. Yeah, so I did 3 years in a normal community school and then went on to the Brits.
So before you got to Brits, what was your subjects that you used to do? Was it just going in one vein of art?
Yeah, it was still
sports?
definitely art and sports, you know, representing the school for long jump and for 100 metres and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was cool. I wasn't the best behaved child.
Wow,
I was quite mouthy.
No.
I really was. I mean, I would get in trouble for really silly things, but when I did get in trouble, there was one particular teacher I did not get along with. I didn't think she liked me. So for me, I was very stubborn.
Yeah.
If I knew I was right,
yeah,
then I'm going to be right all the way through. I'm not going to apologise because you think I did something. So I really stood my ground in school. But I was also very polite.
Right.
But for me, it was like,
really
do not cross a certain line with me because I will stand my ground.
Yeah.
You know, but obviously still understanding my boundaries. And the funny thing is, I remember getting into a fight when I was in Cater Park. I got into a fight.
I'm learning all these new things, man.
I know, it's
man.
bad. It's so bad. It's so funny because when you get in trouble in school, all the teachers will say to you, "Oh, you're never going to get into this college because you've got you've got an exclusion on your file, and your file's going to follow you for the rest of your life." I'm like, yeah, whatever. It didn't. I thought it was going to. When I applied for the Brit School, it didn't even come up. So I was really lucky. But yeah, I got excluded for 3 days for fighting. Yeah, really bad. It's just naughty. It was one of those.
What was it over?
No, that was only it. Just once.
No, what was the fight over?
There was a girl in a younger year, and she was disrespecting one of my friends. No, really disrespecting her. And I just thought, where did this boldness come from this young lady? Like, she's in a year, but you know, like if you're a year below, you got to know yourself, innit? You got to know your place.
Yeah.
So my friend was a year above me.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, right, she's confident enough to be rude to someone who's 2 years above her. So I kind of stepped in to defend my friend now, and then it kind of got into a whole kind of thing where they felt we were ganging up on her, but she was giving it as good as she got, you know. So it was a two-way thing.
And you conked in her head.
But well, they said we orchestrated the fight after school. You know, when you read the letters, I didn't even go down like that. It did not go down like that. It's just, I think it's really funny because it's like, girls also need to prove themselves amongst themselves, and same thing with boys. Right. They need to do it also, you know. So it's almost kind of like you've got to fight for that respect. Unfortunately, no one really wants to fight, but you feel like it's that whole kind of pride thing kicking in that you need to stand your ground. If you say you're going to do something, then you got to do it. You know. So
this was a girls' school.
It was a naughty girls' school though. It was a bit. Yeah, it was. The girls were quite boisterous. I'm not gonna lie, they were. They were quite boisterous.
What was it like being in a girls' school? What was it like? What is it like?
Take me
through it as a man.
Yeah, I actually didn't find it much of an issue. I didn't find it much an issue. It can be, but I think it is. Girls are anyway, regardless if boys are around. I met some of my closest friends from that school. So in terms of that, I'm very, very grateful for that experience. The education side wasn't that great. It wasn't. And when I look back on it, they made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. Now, me being the age I am now, and I meet up with my friends from that particular school, you know, we talk about the stuff that happened after I left and went onto the Brits